find fulfillment in work, we need to know that we're leaving a legacy that's lasting and meaningful. Every day I have the joy of watching my students' faces change with the delight of discovery as they're challenged to grow. And our work isn't futile and repetitive.
I knew I wanted to teach where I could point my students to the gospel, to call them to worship their Creator, and teach them the life-changing truths of the Bible.
Excellence in Christian education will take many shapes and forms, but one shape that I think it takes, at least in my experience, is the ongoing balance between being an academically rigorous school and being a spiritual formational school. The minute that we don't hold this tension, we become less than a school.
So they not only are learning skills and information that they need throughout their lives, but they're learning to live God's way and see the world through His perspective.
We are living in a world where truth is often distorted, where students are constantly bombarded with conflicting messages about identity, purpose, and morality. Now more than ever, Christian schools, we must rise up to meet this moment, not alone, but in full partnership with the home and the local church.
I changed career paths and exited the business world because I felt a calling to help prepare the next generation of Christian leaders, to help students develop a strategy for how they are going to implement their faith in the workplace in order to make an impact for Christ and serve others.
I can unreservedly make disciples of Jesus Christ. Not only does this happen in the classroom where I teach the Bible, but I came to learn early on that my students were so enthralled with the stories of Scripture that they were learning in school that they were then taking them home and sharing them with their parents and with their families.
What sets Christian education apart is that we don't separate faith from learning, we weave them together. So in a Christian classroom, we teach from a biblical worldview, which means we don't just cover content, we shape hearts and minds for Christ.
I can pray with my students and point them to Jesus in their struggles. I can challenge them to seek God's truth, to love like Christ, and to stand firm in faith. Excellence in Christian education means preparing students to live in this world, but not be of it.
Christian education is a training ground to first and foremost raise up disciples of Christ who can seek, know, live, and proclaim the truth of Christ.
I want my students to know and love God more and to love people well. We lead students towards Christ, not just college.
The future of Christian education is incredibly important as it helps to provide a firm foundation for the next generation. I believe that role is becoming more important in today's society.
Knowing that our ultimate goal is not worldly success, but a deeper relationship with Christ and a heart committed to furthering His kingdom.
We aren't preparing the kids for college or careers necessarily. We're preparing them for a life of purpose and service. That kind of teaching goes beyond academics. I like to say that the work we're doing is kingdom work.
Thinking in these broader terms, I'm thankful for the Christian men and women teaching in public schools, Christian schools, homeschool co-ops, and the moms and dads who are teaching their kids to know and love God. I'm encouraged about the future as I think about a younger generation of Christians carrying on the work of loving and teaching their children along the old roads.
Excellence looks like a posture of humility. It looks like living out simple acts of faithfulness in response to the love that we ourselves have received from God.